how do you balance, keeping that and not allowing the pressure, maybe the pressure of that influence what you're trying to do on the field?
Yeah, I think pressure is part of my job, so that's just something I think is part of the gig and something that I'm not, naive to, but also I've learned you got to keep the main thing, and, just focus on one day at a time, one play, and the football is.
I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm getting tired of hearing that. Keeping the main thing the main thing. And I forgot who started that mess. It's great to say it, but sometimes you could just wear that out. You got every athlete at the podiums now. Basketball, football, probably in track, maybe in water polo. I don't know. But it always resorts back, keep the main thing the main thing. What is the main thing? Because if you're not keeping what you're doing the main thing, then it's the wrong thing. They're beating it like a dead horse, man. Only one player a year should be able to say that. Just one player a year.
What's got me to even having the conversation to be able to get a second contract, so I got to focus on football.
Is there a point here in the preseason where you would no longer want to hear about that or talk about that?
Not really. I mean, I'm leaving that to David. I don't really have that answer for you. So.
CJ, people talk a lot about your teammates, how much they've seen you just grow from last season and the offseason of growth. Can you talk about where you are and how you feel going into this sport training camp?
Yeah, I feel great. I think I've taken steps in the offseason of like what it looks like to be, if you're going to be in one place, multiple places, whatever it is, you got to get the work done. So I think I've been able to do that. And yeah, I've grown as a man. I've grown in my faith. I've grown in, my football ability. So I think I'm taking strides just as a person.
CJ, strides you've made over the last 3 years. What are your expectations for this team as you start another camp?
The expectation is just to take one day at a time, one play at a time, and then see where we are at the end of camp.
Why when it comes to compartmentalizing, like Jonathan was talking about, Miko Ryans was just saying how.
Big difference, ain't it? Look how more serious CJ Stroud looks. More direct. It's like playtime is over, ain't it? Yeah, he knows what's at stake. He knows what's expected of him coming in this season. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of growth, a little bit of adversity. People calling your names and social media being so cruel, so cruel, so cruel, so cruel. He going through it, but it's gonna make him a better man. I'm looking at them eyes right now. Look at his eyes right now. That man is focused. Focused. He like talking to y'all ain't making me better. I'm ready to get back at it. What you holding me up for? I got the whole city of H-Town depending on me. And if I don't come through, they're looking to run me out of town. But if he gets rid of that pouting, the slouching, the confused look, as we seen a lot last season, we got his back. He go out there and give it his all. We're not looking for mistake-free football. We're not looking for that. He will throw interceptions. There will be a few bad decisions he will make. But if he keeps getting up and fighting to go out there and win a game, we got him. We got him. We're going to transition to another guy that you don't have no doubt about. The energy of what you're looking for. A guy that you do not hold back or think twice about a contract extension or opening up the bag. A guy that is a jolt of lightning. A man that holds thunder in the palm of his hand. When this man speaks, it seems like he's rallying the troops. He brings back all your football stories and memories from the past. Just in one speech. I'm talking about the Lone Star truck driver and Will Anderson Jr.
You already talked about the contract doesn't change something for you, but just in terms of football itself, how do you try to get better?
Yeah, most definitely. I think OTAs is a very important part of the process. You talk about coming back in after a season.
I think Coach Rod and I think D'Amico, his process is of helping his players get better, is taking them through a pro grow. And so sitting down with Coach Rod, going through my pro grow, of finishing at the top of the rush, bending, taking the ball, like that's something that, during this offseason I really worked on, bending more, bringing that trail arm, not letting it get stuck and finishing on the quarterback. So just as far as like continuing to grow my game, those are the areas where, I've been practicing that and, helping it show up.
Well, ever since the World Cup, a lot of players have pushed for grass in their stadiums. Do you have a preference? Do you ever bring that to anybody's attention of what you like?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Oh, most definitely it is. I would most definitely say grass. Grass 100%. I think it's just the natural feel of grass, your feet not getting stuck in the ground like in turf. I mean, I had 2 high ankle sprains up in MetLife because of the turf, and I think grass is just a better option, honestly.
Do you talk to anybody here about that?
I mean, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to them. They'll figure it out, but, just control what you can control. Go out there and play and do your job.
Well, what goes into getting better when you're not on the field? How important is the weight room aspect? How important is the field room aspect for the past season?
Oh, it's very important. I think, I've been talking about the process a lot. People only think the process is on the field, but in order to get to the destination that you want to get to on the field, it's off the field stuff. So it's watching film, taking care of your body. So those little things, those little small details that will make the process go. You can't get to the destination unless you're taking time and watching film, or you're taking care of your body, getting in the weight room, getting bigger, getting stronger, getting faster.
Look how quick witty this man is. Quick and witty.
Improving in areas like, for instance, like upper body was something that I really wanted to try to continue to grow in my game. And this offseason, that's something I really focus on is my upper body. So, like, those are the little things that's very important to the process of getting you out here on the field and being at your best.
Well, do you guys begin this camp with Super Bowl expectations? And how can this camp lay the foundation for however high your expectations are for this team?
Yeah, most definitely. Coach talked about putting a bull on the ring. That's something that we're striving for, something that's never been done in the city. They bring something special back to this city, and I think everybody's aware of that. I was just talking about telling the guys yesterday the seriousness of what we're trying to accomplish here, man. Like, be a part of it. Like, you're here for a reason. And I think the expectation is, like, nobody outside of this building is going to have a higher expectation than what we have in this building. But I think we did a really great job of laying the foundation of who we want to be as a team, what we want.
Well, Anderson Jr., look at this man. Look at them eyes. Man look like a wolf in the winter mountains. Look how focused he is. Looking to go get some prey.
To accomplish as a team, and Swarm is our foundation. So, like I say all the time, it's like when everything goes wrong or we're not doing this, that, we have a foundation to lean back on. And I think that's why we've been able to be so successful, my 4 years of being here, because D'Amico has did a really good job of laying the foundation down.
Last year, your parents talked about evolution for you. You even, took that word on yourself as far as evolution. Year 4 for Will Anderson will be what?
Year 4, man, I guess just to continue to just wreak havoc in all phases of the game. But I think one thing that I really want to step up on, and it's something I wrote down on my goal sheet, is just becoming a better leader. Better chance of just connecting with the guys and really, being more vocal and really, being hands-on with the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, taking the young guys under my wing. And Caden has been a great addition to our room because it's given me that time to really, like, have a rookie. Like, I've had a rookie, but, like, he's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? He's a high draft round pick. I mean, he's a high draft pick, and they expect him to come in and play. So it's my due diligence to help him out and help him reach every goal that he wants and show him the way. But he has Sheldon, he has D Hunt, so he has a whole bunch of guys that help him. But I think that's just one area that I want to evolve in, and just being a really great leader.
How's your role as a leader different than maybe it was last year? Often your defensive line, we talk about that being your role.
I think that's the thing. It's just like not just worrying about the defensive line, but the whole team in the aspect, like not just speaking up when it's time to speak up in the defensive line, but speaking up in team meetings, speaking up when we're out here on the field, speaking up when we're doing team periods, like, hey, let's take a pause. So just things like that.
Hey, man, you got to love it, man. Hey, football ready. Is he getting you football ready? Because he's ready. Will Anderson Jr., man. I don't know if we need to go any further or not. Kind of got the picture here of what he's expected to do this season. And taking on a bigger leadership role, which great players do. All great players at some point. Yeah, they take on that leadership role. They want to take them along for the dance. But once again, the Lone Star truck driver. And I just come up with these names. It just hits me. Sometimes I just watch the body language of a player, what he does on the field, persona, gestures. demeanor, all wrapped up in one. And whatever I feel or see, it just comes to me. So these names and stuff I be coming up with, man, it come up on a fly and come up overnight, right in the middle of me speaking. But I think that fits him, Lone Star truck driver. Because one thing for sure, he got a motor built to last, and we ain't gonna second guess that. So this season, just like every season, matter of fact, expect big things from these Houston Texans. Expect big things. Their backs against the wall. It's pressure time. It was pressure time last season. It gets tighter every year you come in, because it's another year. Another year you get older, gain more experience, finding out about your quarterback. I can't wait because I want to see how he actually going to deal with this pressure. CJ Stroud. I want to know what type of quarterback we really have in Houston. We're going to find out this year. Duplication of last year is going to let you know, unfortunately, we're going to have to move on. We're going to have to go down another boulevard to get where we want to go. Unfortunately, if it comes to that. But if he comes out, he shows grit, resolve, fight. We'll all line up for him. Sure will. So you're going to find out what he's made of. You don't have to worry about that with Will Anderson Jr., the truck driver. You don't have to worry about that from him. We know that. And a whole lot of others on that defensive side of the football for the Texans, for that matter. JSQH, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Thanks for y'all time. And like I always say, time is something you can't get back, and you chose to spend it watching this video. It's football season. We're loving it. And we'll definitely be back. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. Sometimes I like to give y'all a little treat, a little bonus before I get out of here sometimes. I'll try to leave y'all with a little something. This is only for the Texans fans. If you're a true Texans fan and you really care about this team and where they're going and what the expectations are and how other people view them on the outside and all that other stuff, this will be a good treat for you. So like I say, take care, check out the piece, and I'll see y'all Freaky Friday. Peace.
Nico Collins. Every DC I've talked to, he's a top 10 receiver. He's a true alpha. He's a true number one. He wins with physicality. They go to him with games on the line when the whole stadium knows the ball's going to him, and he makes plays. He does all the things that you want out of your number one guy. Staying on the field is a part that he needs to play as well. But you've seen this also, which I think you've really liked, and we've joked around about the work he's done with Dre and stuff like that, is this didn't happen when he got into the league. This is work, and this is stacked to where he's gotten to. Where do you see Nico Collins getting to in 2026?
Well, he's kind of missing on average 2 games a year with some nagging injury, right? Last year I think it was a different outlier, as a concussion, so that set him back, and that's not something that has to do with him. No one wants to do that, but he's gonna have to beat bracket coverage this year. Right? Because of the emergence of all the other wide receivers on the squad, teams are going, hey, we can't just play one-on-one. We can't double this guy because Jaden Higgins, he is showing that it was a smart pick. He's massively growing and understanding what his role is. They did a really good job of not putting too much on his plate immediately, but understanding that they wanted to be able to put a lot on his plate. So they were actually doing a really good job of holding themselves accountable offensively. Now, they didn't do a really good job of holding themselves accountable of not putting CJ Stroud in bad situations, because they literally just said they were going to line up, put him in shotgun, and hey, you beat him. Didn't have check downs, didn't have adjustments, just didn't do a really good job, in my humble opinion, of setting CJ Stroud up to not be considered, right, the Achilles heel at times.
The big shift, right, Steve? A big shift in philosophy. It was Bobby Slowick coming in. We know the system he ran. It was go to the line. You have this, and you can check to that. That's it. They wanted more on CJ Stroud's plate mentally. We'll see if it was the right move in terms of how the offense was run. So Nick Kelly comes in and Nick says, you can do more at the line of scrimmage. It's on you. You're right. Big change. Protections, everything was falling on CJ Stroud.
Well, I think overall, long term is going to be great that CJ takes that challenge and more on his plate. I think last year, it just showed at times more on his plate was too much. Yeah. And you got to be able to recognize and take your young gunslinger and help him out, man.
Yeah.
Right? They were I remember they had a series where they had the ball. Think about that. They had between the first play and punt and third play. What's the play clock? 25? Mm-hmm. Man, they had a series where they had the ball for 22 seconds.
I remember that. Do you know what happened? They were playing Kansas City during that
Yes.
game. Yes, I remember that. And I was sitting at home, and I'm like, I got to send a text. I text Kurt Warner, and I go, why do so many offenses not have answers? And those 3 little bubbles came up immediately, and I was like, "Oh, Kurt's going to be on one." And those bubbles were going for a while, and he wrote a lengthy thing because there were times CJ had no answers.
His response was longer than their damn possession.